This is not an accident. It's not just a video you stumbled upon while scrolling. No, something sacred has pulled you here. Something beyond time and beyond coincidence. Heaven has orchestrated this moment as a divine appointment. And your dad in heaven, whole, restored, alive in the eternal light of God, is trying to reach you. Right now, the veil between this world and the next is thin. The atmosphere around you is shifting. And deep in your spirit, you can feel it. There's a tremble, a warmth, an ache you can't quite explain because it's not from this world. It's from glory. Your Father, the one who once held your hand in this life, is now standing beside the throne, whispering your name before the Almighty. And for the first time in a long time, heaven has allowed that whisper to reach you. He has seen your tears, the ones you cried in silence. He has heard the prayers you buried under your strength. He saw every moment you smiled while breaking inside. And now he comes not as a memory, not as a ghost, but as a witness, as a Father perfected in glory, bringing a message that cannot wait. My child, he says, I never left you. I've watched every step, every stumble, every silent scream you gave into your pillow. And though I couldn't speak before, heaven has allowed this one moment, this holy moment, because you need to know you were never alone. Heaven has paused time for you. This is your Kairos moment, a divine window of grace. And if your heart feels like it's trembling, if you feel a lump rising in your throat or tears welling up in your eyes, it's because your spirit recognizes what's happening. You are not just watching. You are being reached. Not just comforted, but called. There is something waiting for you. A real blessing, not a metaphor. A door is opening. A miracle is standing on the edge of your tomorrow. But your Father is warning. It cannot be delivered to a heart still holding what heaven asked you to release. And here's the hard truth. There is someone you haven't forgiven. You just heard their name in your spirit, didn't you? Yes, that person, that moment, that memory. You've buried it deep and said it didn't matter, but it still pulses beneath your surface. Your Father saw the betrayal, the loss, the heartbreak. He saw when you were wronged, overlooked, ignored, or abandoned. And heaven is not dismissing your pain. It's acknowledging it. But heaven is also saying this. I cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. I cannot deliver peace into a heart still clenched by resentment. This is your moment to release. Not for them, for you, for your healing, for your future. Because the blessing that's coming has your name carved into it. It's real. It's tangible. It's closer than you think. For some of you, it's a home, a literal house. For others, it's restoration in your family, a financial breakthrough, healing in your body, or peace in your mind. But this promise will not be forced into hands still clinging to chains. God is asking you to open your hands. And your Father watching from glory is saying, child, I see you've been trying. I see you've carried this burden long enough. Now give it to God. Right now as you listen, heaven is watching how you respond. The angels are leaning in. The Spirit of God is hovering over you, waiting for your yes. So say it right now out loud or in the comments. Say, I forgive. I release. I surrender the pain. I choose peace. When you declare those words, you're not just typing. You are opening a spiritual door. Chains begin to fall. The heaviness lifts. Heaven moves on declarations made in faith. Proverbs 18 verse 21 says, "Life and death are in the power of the tongue." So don't just watch, speak, declare it. I choose freedom. Your Father in heaven is rejoicing. The moment you said that, something shifted because this is the moment the enemy feared. The moment you finally let go. Your dad has been watching your life from a realm without pain. And now he stands in intercession, asking heaven to release what has been delayed. Yes, some of you feel forgotten, delayed, left behind. But the delay was not denial. The delay was construction. Heaven has been building the next chapter of your life. And now the door is ready, but the key is forgiveness. Not because they apologized, not because they changed, but because you are tired of carrying something God already claimed. Your Father says this with love and urgency. The chains you carry were never yours to bear. Lay them down. And as you do, as you whisper their name and surrender it to God, heaven responds right now. Go to the comments and declare, Dad, I hear you. I release it. I choose to be free. Let the angels record your declaration. Let your spirit testify. Let this message become your moment of breakthrough because the God who started your story is not finished. The Father who sits on the throne has heard every tear and counted every ache. And now he is ready to restore what was stolen. This moment is not soft. It is sacred. It's not emotional hype. It's divine reality. Your healing is not a maybe. It's a matter of obedience. Your Father sees that you're listening. He feels your heart leaning in and he is smiling. Not because life has been easy for you, but because even in pain, you stayed open to heaven. You kept seeking even when your faith was faint. You stayed standing even when you felt broken. And now heaven is ready to respond. The wind is shifting. The Spirit is moving. The keys are coming. Angels are being dispatched. This is real. And if you believe it, type this boldly in the comments. This is my moment. I choose obedience. I release what was. I receive what is coming. Because what's coming next isn't just peace. It's power. It's not just healing. It's honor. God is preparing to do what no man could do. But it starts with one act. Forgiveness. Release it now. Heaven is watching. Your Father is weeping with joy. And your blessing, it's already in motion. This is not just another moment in your day. This is a spiritual turning point, a holy interruption in the timeline of your life. Right now, heaven is leaning in and your Father in glory is standing beside the throne. Eyes full of hope, heart full of love, saying, "They're close. They're almost there." This isn't hype. This isn't emotional fluff. It's a divine reality happening in real time. The Spirit of God is drawing near to you and the veil is thin. The air may feel normal, but your soul knows something is happening. Deep inside, where pain once echoed without end, something new is stirring. It's the breath of God pushing against the weight you've carried for years. It's the light of heaven pressing against the corners of your heart, still hiding old shadows. This is the door between what was and what will never be again. Your Father has watched from eternity as you wrestled silently. He saw you fake smiles in crowded rooms, heard the inner prayers you couldn't voice, watched you give strength to everyone else while falling apart inside. And now he stands in the presence of God, not just as your memory, but as your advocate, crying out on your behalf. God, they're ready. Open the door. But this door, this breakthrough, this new season requires one last surrender. Not a sacrifice of money, not perfection, not performance, just one thing, forgiveness. Yes, again, forgiveness. Because even though you've tried to move on, even though you've prayed, fasted, and believed, there's still something buried. That one name, that one memory, that wound you pretend doesn't still ache. But heaven sees it. Heaven knows. And your Father knows, too. Not to shame you, but to free you. Because what God is preparing next will not fit into a heart still chained to yesterday. This is the moment to release the anchor. You've been tied to what hurt you for too long, and it's been holding back what God wants to bless you with. Forgiveness isn't forgetting. It's not saying it was okay. It's saying, God, I trust you to handle what I can't. It's the permission heaven needs to flood your life with restoration. It's the key to a door you've been praying would open. And your Father is whispering now. Tell them it's time. Time to stop revisiting the scene of the pain. Time to stop justifying the bitterness. Time to stop rehearsing the hurt. Let it go. Not for them, but so you can walk into the promise. Because what's coming is different. This time it's not survival. It's revival. This time it's not a patchwork solution. It's complete healing. But you must cross this threshold with clean hands and an open heart. Go to the comments now if you're ready and write, God, I forgive. I release them. I trust your justice. When you do, something sacred begins to shift. Not in theory, but in the unseen realm. Chains fall. Doors unlock, angels move. The spiritual resistance that's been choking your momentum starts to crumble. And your Father in heaven begins to rejoice because this moment, this simple act of obedience is breaking what generational trauma tried to pass down. Yes, this is bigger than you. It's about your children, your future, your legacy. What you forgive today will not live in your lineage tomorrow. Declare this now. The curse ends with me. And if your hands are trembling, if your heart is pounding, that's not fear. It's breakthrough. It's your spirit waking up. This is deliverance. Don't let the enemy whisper hesitation. Don't let pride hold you hostage. This is your moment to cross into the new. The Lord says in Isaiah 43 verses 18 to 19, forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. That new thing begins with your release. And what's waiting on the other side? A blessing prepared in secret. A home you didn't build. A favor you didn't earn. Provision tailored to your name. Your Father sees it. He's watched it being built in the Spirit. And now He's waiting to see if you'll walk through the door. God doesn't want performance. He wants permission. Permission to move. Permission to flood your heart with peace. Permission to finish what pain interrupted. Say this out loud, even if you whisper it. God, I give you permission to heal me. Say it again. Write it in the comments. Type it as a prophetic act. I release the past. I trust what's next. Every time you declare it, heaven echoes your words. And don't underestimate this act. The devil has fought to keep you in this cycle. He has whispered lies that say, you're still not ready. You'll never be free. What they did was too big to forgive. But those are lies born in hell to stop you from receiving heaven's promise. Today, heaven cancels that assignment. The moment you chose obedience, the enemy lost his grip. You may feel emotion rising. That's okay. Let it come. Those tears are not weakness. They are worship. That shaking you feel is not fear. It's deliverance. Your dad is proud. Not because you were perfect, but because you are finally letting God finish what He started. The moment you forgive, your name is spoken in the courts of heaven. The moment you obey, angels are assigned. Right now, something is being released over your life. This is not symbolic. It is spiritual reality. This is the door, the one your Father has waited for you to reach. And it swings open with one act, forgiveness. So walk through it boldly and declare as you go, I choose freedom. I choose obedience. I step into the blessing because what's waiting for you is worth everything it took to get here. And now heaven is responding. This moment is holy, weighty, and alive with eternal presence. This is not a memory or a nice thought. This is heaven opening to deliver a message that could only come from someone who truly knows your heart. Someone who loved you in this world and loves you now from the other side of glory. Your Father, He is not gone, not distant, not asleep in eternity. He is fully awake, fully present, standing in the radiant light of God's throne. And He's been waiting for this moment, not to remind you of loss, but to speak life into your spirit, to deliver what your soul has cried for in silence. He saw you when you felt forgotten. He watched when you questioned your worth, shrunk your voice, sacrificed your joy so others could feel whole. He heard the things you never said aloud. The nights you couldn't breathe under the weight of pretending everything was okay. He knows. And now God has given him permission to say what he couldn't say before. Child, I'm still with you. These words are not poetic. They are prophetic. They carry the breath of heaven, the fire of truth, the oil of comfort. Your Father says, I never stopped loving you. Not even for a second. Even when you doubted yourself, even when you doubted God, even when you were convinced that you were too broken to be chosen, I saw the truth. I saw the light inside you and I never looked away. These are not just comforting words. This is a holy confirmation. The angels around your Father stand silent in reverence as he speaks your name into the light of heaven. He's not angry. He's not disappointed. He's overwhelmed with pride. Because through every dark season, you kept moving. You kept breathing. You kept trying. You kept believing. And even when you wanted to give up, something in you held on, and that something was divine. It was the Holy Spirit whispering, there's more and there is more. More healing, more purpose, more joy than you have imagined. But the door to that more opens when you give God permission to touch the places you've kept hidden. That pain, the one you've buried so deeply, you almost convinced yourself it no longer exists. It's still shaping your reactions, your relationships, your spiritual rhythm. But today, heaven is shining a light on that wound. Not to expose you, but to free you. Because your Father's voice is not the only one speaking. God is speaking too. And He's saying, I never asked you to be perfect. I asked you to be present. I didn't call you to fake peace. I came to give it to you for real. The peace that surpasses understanding is not a theory. It's a person. And His name is Jesus. And right now, Jesus is standing beside your Father, stretching His hand toward your heart, waiting for your yes. So, pause, breathe, open. This is not a video. It's an altar. This is not performance. It's presence. This is your visitation. And you get to respond. If you're willing, say this out loud right now. God, I give you permission to heal the parts I've hidden. I trust you with my pain. And if those words tremble from your lips, if tears rise as you speak them, don't hold them back. That's deliverance. That's healing beginning. That's your yes echoing into the heavens. Your Father is rejoicing because He's seen the weight you've carried and knows it was never yours to hold. He saw the years you thought you were forgotten by God. He saw the moments you tried to pray but only groaned. He watched when you screamed into the darkness and wondered if anyone heard you. And the answer is yes. Heaven heard you. God counted every tear. Psalm 56 says, You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. Not one of them was wasted. Not one. Right now, heaven is responding to the sound of your surrender. And your Father standing in the cloud of witnesses described in Hebrews 12 is speaking over you. You've carried this long enough. It's time to breathe again. It's time to believe again. If you feel that stirring inside, type this in the comments now. I receive healing. I receive peace. I am ready to breathe again. Let your words be your worship. Let your comments become your confession. Let this digital altar carry your deliverance because heaven responds to faith that moves. And faith is moving in you. Now you may not see it yet, but angels are moving around you. The atmosphere is different. The spiritual realm is shifting. Your obedience is opening gates. Your honesty is unlocking healing. Your vulnerability is making room for victory. This is what hell didn't want you to find. This is the moment that hell feared you would reach. Because once you know that you are fully seen, fully loved, and fully released, the enemy can no longer use your past to poison your future. The lies lose power. The guilt loses grip. The shame dissolves. Chains break. Doors open. And your Father smiles because you're not just surviving anymore. You're stepping into your promise. Say it again. I choose healing. I choose freedom. I choose to live. Speak it. Type it. Declare it. Let your words become a sword against every lie that's ever whispered. You're too broken. You're too late. You'll never change. The devil is a liar. You are chosen. You are loved. You are here on purpose. This is your moment of release, and heaven has waited long enough. Your Dad in glory is declaring it. God is confirming it. And the angels are preparing what comes next. You're almost there. Don't stop. The healing is happening now. This is it. The moment heaven has been building toward since the first time your heart broke. The moment your Father in glory has prayed you would finally reach. This is not the end of a video. It is the beginning of deliverance. The atmosphere around you is shifting not metaphorically but spiritually, prophetically. Right now something is happening that eyes cannot see and minds cannot explain. Angels have gathered. The courts of heaven have fallen silent. And your Father, your spiritual intercessor, your guardian in eternity, is standing in agreement with God's plan for your life, speaking your name with divine urgency. Child, this is your moment. This is your release. This is your breakthrough. You have carried the weight of wounds for far too long. You've tried to move on. You've tried to forgive. You've told yourself it didn't matter anymore. But the truth is there was still something inside, something clenched, something hiding, something unspoken. And heaven has had enough of watching you survive when you were born to walk in freedom. The enemy feared this day. The devil whispered doubt and distraction and delay to keep you from this exact moment. Because he knows when you finally let go, his grip is broken forever. So right now, with all of heaven watching, with your Father standing beside the throne, I invite I urge you to take the boldest step of faith you've ever taken. Declare it now. I forgive. I release. I surrender. I choose freedom. Type it in the comments as a prophetic act. Say it aloud wherever you are. Let the earth and the heavens bear witness. These words are not empty. They are keys. And the chains that have held you, the delays that have haunted you, the pain that's poisoned your peace, they are breaking. Angels are being dispatched right now. Doors are opening in the spirit realm. You may not see them with your eyes, but you will feel the shift in your soul. There's a warmth rising, a stillness replacing the noise, a peace pushing out the torment. That is heaven responding. That is your dad smiling. That is your obedience releasing the promise. And now I want you to go one step further. If this message has spoken to the deepest part of your soul, if you know without a doubt that God is speaking to you through this, then seal it with your voice and your action. Type these words: God, I receive the blessing. I release the pain. I trust your plan. And if you feel led, if your heart is pounding and your spirit is saying yes, then honor this moment with a sacred gift. Click the super thanks below and sow a seed. Not because you're buying a blessing, but because you're partnering with one. Say it out loud as you give. This is my agreement. This is my altar. I honor the word of God spoken over me. Whether it's $5 or $50, let it be a sign to heaven that you are not just listening, you are responding. And God honors those who move in faith. Your Father sees what you're doing. He is not blind to your courage. And now that you've released the bitterness, now that you've chosen forgiveness, heaven can finally release what has been waiting with your name on it. For some of you, it's a house, a literal home, a sanctuary that heaven has already prepared. For others, it's a long-awaited answer, a healing, a restoration, a divine reversal. But it could not be delivered while your heart was still holding what God asked you to let go. Today you've done the hard part. You've obeyed. You've wept. You've declared. And now it's time to watch what heaven does next. Go to the comments and type this boldly. I have obeyed. I am free. My blessing is unlocked. Let your words testify. Let your spirit roar. Let hell hear that its plan failed. The curse is broken. The generational trauma ends with you. And if you've never subscribed to this channel, now is the time. Not because of algorithms, but because of alignment. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what God says next. This isn't just a message. It's a movement. It's a journey of obedience, healing, and power. And if you've already subscribed, then share this video with someone who needs it. Be the link in someone else's chain-breaking moment. Heaven multiplies what we share in obedience. And don't forget, if this word marked your spirit, click super thanks and sow into this ground. Say, This is my seed of surrender. This is my yes to God. Because where your faith is planted, fruit will grow. Your Father is smiling right now, not because your life is perfect, but because you've given God permission to move. And that permission is the doorway to miracles. Feel the peace. Feel the stillness. Feel the fire. That's your confirmation. That's your inheritance. That's your moment. And heaven declares over you now. It is done. Now walk in it.